The weird thing about anti-heroes is that they should be forgettable. Most of them are flawed, broken, sometimes even terrible people. And yet years later, people still talk about them more than the heroes. Why do we remember them more than the heroes? Because think about how most heroes are written. They are predictable. They do the right thing. They follow the rules. They always choose the moral path. And in the end, everything works out for them. But when you finish the story, you move on very fast. Now think about an anti-hero. A man walks into a situation where he is underestimated, ignored, or completely disrespected, and you can feel something different immediately. He doesn't try to explain himself. He doesn't try to be understood. He doesn't try to be liked. He reacts to reality instead of trying to control how people see him. And that alone changes everything. Because most people live their entire lives trying to manage perception, trying to look good, trying to avoid judgment, trying to be acceptable. Anti-heroes don't play that game. And that's the first reason we remember them. But there is something deeper happening. Think about moments in movies where an anti-hero makes a decision. Not the perfect decision, not the moral decision, but the decisive one. The moment where he stops negotiating with life. He chooses a direction and commits to it fully. No hesitation, no approval needed, no committee in his head asking if it's okay. Just action, and your brain notices that immediately. Because hesitation is what most people recognize in themselves. We think a lot. We delay a lot. We overthink everything. So when we see a character who doesn't do that, it feels almost unreal, but also familiar. And that's where it becomes addictive to watch. Now here is the key difference between heroes and anti-heroes. Heroes are designed to be safe. They are written to be admired. Anti-heroes are designed to be felt. You don't admire them from a distance. You get pulled into their decisions. You start asking yourself, what would I do in that situation? And that question is dangerous. Because suddenly it's not about the character anymore. It's about you. And that's the real reason they stay in your head. Not because they are good, not because they are bad, but because they activate something inside you that most characters never touch. The part of you that wants to act without permission. The part of you that is tired of hesitation. The part of you that knows exactly what to do, but doesn't always do it. And then something interesting happens. You start realizing that anti-heroes are not really about crime, or power, or violence. They are about internal permission. Permission to act, permission to decide, permission to stop waiting. And that's why even flawed characters like Thomas Shelby or Tony Soprano stay unforgettable. Because they represent something that feels missing in real life. Not perfection, but certainty. And once you see that, you stop watching them the same way again. Because now you're not just watching a character. You're seeing a reflection. And that's the real lesson behind anti-heroes. It's not about becoming like them. And it's not about copying them. It's about realizing something most people avoid their entire lives. You are not stuck because you lack potential. You are stuck because you keep waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting for permission that is never coming. And no story will ever give you that permission. Because life doesn't reward readiness. It rewards action. So stop treating your life like it's on hold. Because nothing is coming to save you. Not motivation. Not timing. Not clarity. Only movement. And the moment you move first, everything else starts to follow.